shot and goal!
That was arena soccer perfection.
With an absolute golazo! Goal! As good a goal as you can see!
Trying hard to get a better signal on your cell phone? Let SignalBooster.com help you get a strong wireless signal with the right boosting kit. Enjoy clear cell phone talking and fast mobile internet on your smartphone.
That was a
all the
heat-seeking
time.
missile!
Call
Oh my goodness, Frank Tayu
1-855-846-2654
scores.
or visit
Heartbreaker.
SignalBooster.com.
And good afternoon, Ambush fans, and welcome into the Family Arena for this matchup between the Florida Tropics and the St. Louis Ambush. Up in the broadcast booth, I'm Patrick Keller alongside Matt Bird. And Matt, Ambush had a game on Friday against the Seawolves, a very hard-fought game, but unfortunately could not get the win in overtime.
Yeah, Patrick, man, it was a bit of a heartbreaker, to be honest. The Ambush kept getting a lead and kept getting pegged back, kept getting a lead. At one point they had a 2-goal lead, but ultimately the Orlando Seawolves were able to keep pegging them back, and they got the heartbreaking winner in overtime. You know, he kind of bumbled and fumbled, and he eventually came off Paolo and off Robert Acosta's knee, and it just found its way over the line. And Orlando didn't care. They celebrated wildly. It was a big win for them going into Kansas City today. But we've got time to make amends tonight. Thankfully, we're playing Florida. We've got a bit of rest. We've got a day's rest rather than playing them after straight 24 hours, which I think helps us a little bit, because every time we've had to play Florida on short rest, we've come up short. When we've played Florida having had a week's rest, we've been able to have their number. But I expect another close game again tonight, guys. The Ambush have to find a way to close out the game and get over the line.
One of the big players for this Florida Tropics squad, who has since joined the squad, is Antonio Manfoot, the former Ambush. He's been having a very big year so far for the Tropics. 6
goals in 6 games is not a bad return, you know, having gone down there in the middle of the season. The Ambush are going to have to keep an eye on them, on him especially, because he's going to want to score against his old team. But Dwayne Laidley, who came in for us, he's been injured. You know, he only played 2 games for us. And he's been laid out, so you know it's a bit of a mess for the Ambush in that regard. The trade hasn't really worked out, but I know Laley's working hard to get back in this team, because we need him. We need bodies right now, especially because Axel Duarte is still out. Thankfully, Vadim Kodrikov has been able to come in, and he's put a goal and an assist together, and you know, Felipe's scoring, Pepe's got a couple of goals, even Robert Acosta scored one at the right end as well in the last game against the Seawolves. So the defense has been able to still pick up points, even though Axel's been out and Douglas Santos has missed a couple of games through injury, but thankfully he's back too. So the defense has held solid, but we've got to find a way to stop the other team keep pegging us back. The Ambush get leads and keep being pegged back. What the Ambush's biggest problem this year has been they've not been able to find a streak. You know, we've won a game, lost a game, won a game, lost a game. We've got to find a way to consistently put wins on the board.
And the Ambush have been doing a lot better this year on the power play, especially in the last month. It has really picked up for the squad, and it's helped the defense kind of step up into that offensive guild, like you said.
Well, the power play started really slow for the team. And I was kind of worried about it, but 15 power play goals now is not a bad return. They're finally finding to click. That said, short-handed goals. 2 short-handed goals in the last month. That's brilliant. Keep doing that, guys.
All right, it should be a good one, as we will have the broadcast for you shortly. But right now, we're going to send it down to Brian for the pregame festivities.
concerned about what team we were going to see, especially with the new guys coming in.
Now it goes to Reggett from the one-timer in the corner, and that was deflected by body wide, and Manfoot clears it all the way down. Paulo out of his crease, has to play it with his feet. Immediately to Almeida, both teams making changes. Long lead pass finds Stinson, one touch to Laidley. As Dwayne Laidley's missed the past couple games with a knee injury, he's finally back, and it's against his former team.
Good to see him back too. He'll be wanting to make a statement today.
McGee settles it down now, down to Stinson. Stinson able to cut around one man, then a good play by JP Reyes to knock that ball away, then knocks Stinson down. No call though, as the ball goes to Tulut. And Silva up to Pereiras. Pereiras tried to feed it far, then Stinson stole that after it was blocked by Almeida. Goes to Lucas Almeida. He cut to the middle, then couldn't get the shot off. Still remains with it though. To Stinson. Stinson takes a shot that's blocked. Manfoot joining in on the mix now. As it bounces around, Manfoot knocked down. Laidley able to win that back to his defense.
Shame there that Almeida couldn't get that shot where he was in perfect position, but fair credit to the Florida defense. They got back and stood tall.
Clayton fresh off the bench, sends it down, looking for Reggett in the corner. Zach Reggett able to settle it off the boards to Vadim Kochikov. Good miscommunication, but it goes to Clayton as Vadim drops back. Clayton cutting towards the middle, faking a shot, now takes one and it's blocked immediately by Antonio Manfoot.
It's gonna go as you can see.
For Mario Marcos, and he gets it stolen, and here comes Diegas away. He comes in the shot, and a good save by Paulo. And was trying to work for the other way. They have numbers. Clayton in. Nice move to get to Reggett. Reggett a high arcing shot to Pepe, and he sends that in front looking for Kochikov. But the bouncing ball goes to Hugo Silva.
That's always a danger though. The ambush were pressing high. They were controlling the game. They were attacking, and then woof, one little mistake, they leave the back door open, and it's Paulo that has to come to the rescue.
We'll foul on the ambush right up against their boards. That's going to be on Felipe. The ambush making some changes. Zach Reggett may be coming out. He's just waiting there right by the bench. And he will come out, and out comes Stefan St. Louis.
Zach Reggett is probably the last person Everton wants to see limping off the field. I think he'll be all right. He just took a little knock in the muscle.
He's sitting down trying to get over that as the Tropics make a nice move past St. Louis, then send it all the way down, looking for a man in front, but Paulo was able to grab it. Back in his own crease to Pepe. Now Felipe, under some pressure, feeds it all the way up the boards to St. Louis. St. Louis with Pepe streaking down, tries to cut to the outside, and a good play by Tulut to break that up. He sends that all the way down, trying to find Ruiz.
5 minutes into the game, the ambush, the passing looks crisp, it looks sharp. They're finding the guys, and as soon as I say that, Paulo mislays one, and the ambush are in trouble here.
They went in front. Paulo in a race for it, going up against Marangoni. And he got the better of him, gets it to Almeida down the boards, and he's going to cut towards some open field, up to Dwayne Laidley. Laidley, the former Tropic, gets into the corner, able to still hold on to it. Now 2 Tropics on him. He's set hard into the boards by Arico. And Wade Laidley is down, and that is going to be a blue card and a first playoff or power play opportunity for the ambush. But this is not good, as Laidley seems like he's in a bit of pain. He really got pushed into those boards hard.
I mean, the referees thought about whether they were going to produce a blue card. We're going to have a look at the replay right now.
Tropics penalty.
Yeah, he got drilled pretty hard there.
2 minutes for boarding. And now the ambush are on.
Running off gingerly. It's Arico in the box.
Power play!
Laidley stays standing, seems okay, and Zach Reggett is back out for the power play, as well as Stinson, Clayton McGee, and Lucas Almeida.
Well, you mentioned in the pregame, Patrick, you know, that the ambush power plays really come alive in the last month or so. Not only that, I mean, with 2 short-handed goals too, they seem to really be on fire when it's either a man advantage or one behind.
Reggett in the corner, spins around one man off the boards in front, but that's intercepted. Kept in by McGee. He takes a long shot. That's deflected, and it goes in. McGee, the power play goal, and it's 1-0.
I think that was deflected off Matt Clare. It was a really good shot anyway.
That is McGee's 8th of the season. That passing by the Ambush on that power play was just incredible. Had a lot of scoring opportunities, and McGee takes his chance and gets it.
Well, Clare tried to get rid of the ball to begin with. He was the one that cleared it straight to McGee, and McGee just pinged it back at him, and he took a lucky deflection.
Ambush power play goal, his 8th
and right past,
of the season, scored by number 70,
and right
McGee.
past Silva.
The Ambush once again the all-important first goal of the game as Reyes being chased back in his own net by Clayton. Now Clayton racing after Silva. Pins him against the boards, looking to knock that ball loose, and it's cleared forward by the Tropics, and a good play by Chris Mattingly to get that in the offensive end for the Ambush. Mattingly defending. Spinning around and going down low are the Tropics. Nice move around Mattingly, the shot, and they get it past Paulo. An unbelievable goal. And that, just like that, it is 1-1.
And you can just kind of tell that Chris Mattingly there was just caught flat-footed. I think that's just a case of not being quite match sharp. And Mattingly just got sent to the cleaners there. And straight through Paulo, and just like that, 1-1. I mean, it's a carbon copy of Friday night. The Ambush get a lead, and then they're immediately pegged back.
Tropics' goal is 9th of the season, scored by number 6, Andre Braithwaite.
And Andre Braithwaite, he's putting up some numbers too, you know. He is a quality player.
So he ties it at 1 as the Ambush back in their own end. Manfoot back out there for the Tropics as Paulo works it to the near side for Stinson. All the way up the boards. Laidley just a bit too hot for him to handle, so Arriaga takes over off the boards to his keeper. Very nice move. But Laidley still pressuring.
Laidley fancies this. He's been a little terrier. He's running about like a terrier. He really fancies this against his old club tonight.
A little bit more of an urge to win every time you play against your former club, and Manfoot, I'm sure, feels the exact same way as Stinson powering through to Laidley. Laidley, a wide open shot, and he just barely misses over the net as a beautiful feed from Stinson as he was going down. Tropics trying to work back up. Great hustle by Kochikov to keep that ball tied up, and now goes over to the near side for Reyes. Reyes works it down the boards. Now Diegues send it towards the middle, and Kochikov breaks that up. And he and Diegues go back and forth, and Diegues will get the better of that and keep it with the Tropics as he goes off for a change.
Really well done there by the team. He just never wanted to give up that ball.
Manfoot, nice move, able to get around Mario Marcos. Manfoot in on goal. He shoots just wide of the net. Reyes keeps it alive. Cleared out by Almeida. It'll be a race for it, and Reggett can't get there first as Pereiras was coming off the bench.
And just as Laidley watched his shot flash wide, Manfoot had the reciprocation on the other side of the field against their old teams.
Kochikov to Stinson. Stinson under some pressure from Braithwaite, but that gives out to Pepe a lot of room to work. Pepe down to Zach Reggett off the boards, looking for Pepe in front. That gets deflected to the side by the Tropics. Good play by Reggett. Cuts back to the inside in front. Pepe tried his shot. He couldn't get that. Then stepping up was Clayton, but the Tropics. Braithwaite heads forward with it 3-on-2. Pushed a bit too far forward, so Felipe will get there first. And then Paulo clearing it to Pepe. And now St. Louis racing after it against Arriaga.
This game is fast. They can't keep going at this speed. But then again, you know, maybe Florida wanted to be at this speed because they know, having played 2 nights ago, the Ambush will probably tire before they do. works in Florida's favor to play at this kind of quick pace. There's a handball there.
Ball bouncing around, it found the hand of Boateng. Ambush get the ball at the yellow line. Really solid chances for both teams. Obviously, it's 1-1, but back and forth. Both goalies have been tested early.
Absolutely, and
Foul number 24, Melvin Boateng hits first.
yeah, it's just a shame. I mean, Wayne would have loved to have scored there, just as Manfoot would too. I mean, they were really close. The shot's flashing wide. But I think in that last phase of play, I really liked seeing the hunger there of Kodjakov. He made a really good step up, kept winning the ball, kept tracking back, doing his job defensively. I mean, the kid can score too. He can put points on the board. He played up front for the St. Louis Lions in PDL. But Kodjakov's had to come into the team with the absence of Axel Duarte. And he's really making the most of his opportunity.
An official timeout on the field as both teams talk it over. Once again, player coach Everton not dressing tonight, electing to stay behind the bench. Why not? His team has had a lot of success this year with him just coaching.
Yeah, I don't. Everyone misses playing, but at some point your knees get old, and you've got to realize this is a young man's game, and we see this new young man for the St. Louis Ambush warming up now, Howard Miller, local boy out of St. Charles.
Hey fans, the Ambush like to wish a special happy birthday to Joey.
He'll be looking to, like Vadim Kodjakov, he'll be looking to make the most of this opportunity.
Rowdy Jones. Matty Stokes.
And that's someone who has absolutely, you could say, taken advantage of this opportunity. Vadim Kodjakov played very well for the Ambush, had some solid games the past month.
Yeah, he was, Kodjakov was thrown to the Lions a little bit by Tony Glavin when Tony was the coach of the club. Tony went very young. He knows the youth game in St. Louis, and Tony relied on a lot of young players for that Ambush year, and Vadim he had a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, and Everton's come in since Tony Glavin and relied more heavily on older players, his futsal generation. But Vadim's hung around, he kept going to practice, he kept doing his thing. And Vadim now is also 3 years more mature, he's 3 years older, and he can hang with these guys now. You know, he's not the fresh-faced kid that he once was 2 years ago when Tony Glavin was the coach. And he doesn't look out of place there, Vadim. And, you know, someone like Howard Miller, he's got to think the same way. You know, he's got to take his lumps, and he's got to take the chance when he gets it.
Zarico for Manfoot. Manfoot tried to send it down the boards, but lifts it into the crowd.
Ambush like to welcome the following groups to tonight's game.
Almeida immediately starts it back up. And Paulo will take a walk forward. Nice pass up to Almeida. Almeida, room to work. He shoots right on. And Silva able to swallow that.
Straight at Silva, but a real nice opportunity there for Lucas. And they gave him a lot of room. And why not have a go?
Pass trying to find Arico, able to find him, and then sends it back to the defense and further back to the keeper. Silva under pressure from Almeida. Reagan up there as well. He tried to get it to Arico and pushes it forward, but Dos Santos is there to intercept. And then Dos Santos back for Lucas Almeida. And then McGee goes down. He slipped up a bit, but it goes over to Dos Santos and Paulo as Clayton comes out onto the field. Clayton, long boot forward, headed forward by Reyes, but Clayton's going to get on that and settles it back down.
Well, I'm not going to mention anything about the St. Louis Ambush passing here because it's really good, and last time I mentioned it, we coughed it straight up and nearly paid the price for it.
Reagan looking to drop it instead. Cuts across and took a shot that goes right into the foot of Reyes, sends him down to the ground. McGee able to hold the wall. Zach Reggett comes in front of Pepe, and he scores! Pepe, he's on a roll in the Ambush lead 2-1.
Pepe, he could have boiled a kettle and made a cup of tea and drunk it. He had that much time before he scored that goal. Zach Reggett made made the move on the left-hand corner. And just a slide rule pass across to Pepe. I tell you, he had all the time in the world to slap that home. Nothing Silva could do about that.
As that's Pepe's 7th of the season. A beautiful feed from the corner. And the Ambush regain their lead in the 9 minutes of this first quarter.
I've got an idea. Let's try and keep this lead for a while, shall we?
Add to it. The Tropics head down. Diegas, a pass right towards the middle, and stepping up was Paulos. Coming in hot was St. Louis on Silva. Silva just able to get away in the nick of time. And that's Arriaga.
St. Louis does a lot of hard work up there on his own. You know, he's fighting a battle there, chasing that ball as the Florida backline pass it around.
Silva's going to hand it off for Touloute. The Tropics make wholesale changes. Long shot down, that is going to go into the net and get caught up there. And Ambush will take over.
The names on the back of the Tropics shirts are really small. I'm glad your eyesight's better than mine because I can't see the names.
Oh, it's not. I have it right here. I don't have good eyesight either. I have the same disease Tommy Pham had, so I sometimes don't have the best eyesight, but it works out as Ambush sent it down. St. Louis gets thrown to the ground as Tropics holding on to it. Orico cuts across away from Clayton, then tried to send it off the boards to Braithwaite, but that hits a fan just above the boards. And Felipe quickly starts it back up.
Good save by that fan. Was impressed with that. Good block. Paolo wasn't jealous.
Go over and talk to him between whistles.
Yeah.
Felipe, nice soft pass, finds Pepe, and then Pepe touched up to McGee. McGee goes in against Reyes, and now taking over is Pereiras. Throws it in front of his own net. Bit of a risky play, but Orico clears it all the way out.
The Tropics don't look to be comfortable when the likes of St. Louis, when the likes of Laidley are harrying them and pressing them and pressuring them.
Good play by Lady to try to keep that alive. Now Stinson able to steal that away off the boards, looking for Felipe in front, but gets cleared out by the Tropics. Almeida able to hold on to that after a tie-up by Laidley, and Felipe was wide open, but taking that over was Pereiras. Now the pass up finds Antonio Manfoot, tried to go far side, but that goes wide. Diegas leaves the rebound, and then Joanne Laidley takes over for Felipe. Felipe gonna turn up field, gives it to Laidley. It's a 2-on-1, and out of his net is Silva. A great play, but that's gonna be a foul and a blue card on Joanne Laidley as Silva goes in hard to the boards.
It is what it is. We'll look at the replay. Laidley's claiming innocence.
He was a bit surprised by the blue card when he first saw it.
The ball was there to be won, but Silva was always favourite to get the ball, I felt.
K-I-C-K to 7-2-7-2-7.
Maybe a little over-exuberance from Joanne. I think it's a little harsh on the blue card, but it was definitely a foul. Everton's not happy. He's talking to the officials. But one thing they don't do is they don't change their mind.
Silva is still down. And this could be a big problem for the Tropics if he is not able to continue in this game.
The blue card to the ambush, number 18.
Well, it'd be a disaster.
2 minutes for kicking. And now the ambush are on a GK Union.
It would be an absolute disaster.
So the referee's still talking it over with Everton as Silva's just slowly starting to get up now.
I mean, we were panicking on Friday because Paolo was down here for a little bit. And I know Casey Clark wasn't dressed on the bench. I mean, you've got to afford the goalkeeper all the time in the world to let his physio know he's okay to continue. But he looks pretty banged up, but he's standing up now. And
here's the right here. See, Silva got there just a split second beforehand, and Laidley takes out his left leg.
Silva, a native of Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. He looks to be just like he's winded and just needs a minute or so just to collect his thoughts and just get his head right.
He's nodded his head to one of his players. And he is going to back up into the net, try and walk this off. And he will stay in this game as his team heads to the power play for the first time tonight, down by 1. And the Tropics will get set up. It's Pereiras sending it down to Tulut. Felipe close on him, doing a nice job of not giving him any options, and Felipe breaks that up. McGee clearing it all the way down, and Silva a little gingerly kicks that ball forward. And now it's Pereiras again with 45 left. Pepe step forward, able to steal that, and Zach Reggett takes over. Reggett waiting, sends it forward to Pepe, and Pepe has a break. Already one goal tonight. He waits to Zach Reggett, a shot, good save by Hugo Silva. Now Tulut quickly the other way. Almost loses it to Reggett. Now Reggett takes over and sends it into the corner. Felipe, he's all alone. Will he take the shot? He does. Silva the block. Reggett a header, and it goes easily, bouncing right to Silva.
I just can't speak highly enough of Zach Reggett right now. That was super smart soccer. The way he set up Felipe, and then was able to win the ball back.
Good one-time shot by Tulut as the buzzer expires, and Paulo made the save. The Ambush will head into this first quarter up 2-1. They're just able to barely pull ahead towards that end, and for this entire power play, it seems like the Ambush are almost on the power play.
They had the two biggest chances to score there, and I mean, it was maybe wishful thinking on my part to mention the short-handed goals, the couple of short-handed goals that the Ambush have scored in the last couple of weeks. But I would have loved another one. But I think Everton's got to be relatively happy with the way that first quarter went. The Ambush came out the blocks very well. The passing was crisp. They were finding their guys, and I was kind of concerned with so many rotations in the squad, how this team would gel. But they seem to have gelled very well, the new guys coming in. And they're not new guys. They practice every day together. But that's different when you've got the pressure of match day upon you. And really nice goals by Pepe and Felipe. And Andre Braithwaite scored an absolute belter in the reply for Florida. He sent Mattingly to the floor, and cool, he slotted it past Paolo into the corner. But Silva's still down. He's getting some attention from their physio. I mean, he's obviously a little bit banged up. Still feeling the effects of that clattering that Joanne Laidley gave him.
There's just 42 seconds left on the Florida power play. We'd like to remind everybody that the MASL now has a podcast. You can join host Craig Elston as he talks to players, officials, and coaches from across the league and takes you behind the scenes of the MASL. Check out MASLsoccer.com to listen to past episodes and subscribe to the official MASL podcast. Just about to get set back up here as both teams change sides. The Ambush will start with McGee, Felipe, Pepe, and Zach Reggett out there to finish out this penalty kill. Once again, just 42 seconds left. And a penalty kill that the Ambush have killed off very well so far.
Yeah, they've had the majority of the opportunities that have come their way when they were down to 4 guys.
I feel like this might be the loudest group I've seen.
The Ambush have to keep the pressure on. If they've learned anything from Friday night, is that they can't take their foot off the gas with only a goal lead.
And you guys are our winners with the indoor.
The Ambush get to start with it. Reggett back to Paulo, trying to send it immediately down to Reggett. He's pushed up against the boards by Reyes. Good box outers with a lot of speed. Here come the Tropics. Slowing it down to 2 loot. A couple changes are made. As now it's Pereiras. Pereiras going back and forth with Ruiz. Now 2 loot to Ruiz. Able to work it down low, off the boards in front, and a good chance by Braithwaite, but he lifted that just a bit too high. So the Ambush will get the ball with just 12 seconds left on their penalty kill.
And that was a big chance by Braithwaite. The ball came fast to him. He couldn't really control it. But he had a good look at it. It was real close to the goal. We managed to find a way to sky it over Paulo's head.
I don't know if he's arguing that maybe the Tropics should have the ball, as now both officials intervene, and it's still going to be Ambush ball.
I'm not sure how it could be anything other than ambush ball, to be honest, but
good header by St. Louis into open field on the near side. He works past Pereiras. He's still on the near side boards, able to push through. Now goes in front, shot on Silva. He gets knocked down, but a good save nevertheless. As St. Louis keeps it alive. Great tenacity.
Step on St. Louis again.
As he stays with it, goes back towards his defense and sending it all the way back to Paulo, as we are back at even strength.
St. Louis again doing yeoman's work up there on his own.
Pepe trying to feed Zach Reggett right in front. Stinson stole it away. Zach Reggett takes a shot and it goes right to Silva. He just rolls it to his defense, trying to work it up the boards. That's going to go into his own bench. And that's going to be a big restart for the Ambush.
Florida look a bit rattled right now. It's like the ambush got to them. You know, the Tropics didn't do much in that power play. And since it's been 5-on-5 again, the Ambush have been peppering the goal.
Come on, louder!
As McGee's going to take it over to Zach Reggett, and Hugo Silva just barely gets over, gets his foot on that to block it. And then there's a foul on, I believe, Stinson, as a Tropics player went down. That was Pereira sent to the ground, so the Tropics get the ball right back. And Pereira is able to get down to Antonio Manfoot. Manfoot cuts in front, a great block by Dos Santos as he went down to one knee to block that. So the Tropics grab it right back. Out there again is Joanne Laidley. As Arriaga and Silva go back and forth, feed up to Arriaga, almost lose it to Stinson. He has to drop back. Stinson still on his tail. Silva pushes Clayton off him, then a nice pass up, able to find Enrico. Enrico being pressured by two Ambush. Sends it back to Arriaga, now Silva. Moving his defense around. Knocks it off the board. Stepping forward is Mario Marcos, and he pushes that to Clayton. Now Clayton trying to use his speed to get around Reyes. Sends it into the corner. Enrico going in against Laley, and Laley a good job boxing that away from Silva. As now the Tropics send it out of play. And it's going to be a restart at the top of the box.
I'm not sure how long the Ambush can keep going with this high pressure in the offensive zone, chasing down balls, chasing defenders. It's working though. I don't know how long they can keep it up without running out of gas.
Almeida leaves it for McGee. Over a shot, and Clayton scores through the 5-hole of Silva, and the Ambush have a 2-goal lead. It is 3-1.
And I'm glad they got some reward for that high pressure. Because it must be fairly demoralizing to run and run and run and chase and not get anything for your rewards. But Clayton got a really nice shot away there and managed to sneak it underneath Silver into the bottom right-hand corner. No more than the ambush deserved, Patrick.
That's Clayton's 8th of the season. As you said, offensive pressure for about the entire second quarter, and probably the last 3 to 4 minutes of that first quarter finally pays off, and they get a big 2-goal lead.
And again, I just hope they've learned the lesson from Friday night. They can't rest on their laurels. They can't take a lead and rest on their laurels. Because there's not much to choose between these and the Seawolves. And I expect it's going to be another close game again, and the Ambush cannot rest on their laurels even if they take a lead.
Stinson, a nice play to move it back to St. Louis, then back for Vadim as St. Louis goes down hard, helped up by Braithwaite. Now Mario Marcos with it. And then Almeida go back and forth. Almeida looking off the corner, trying to find St. Louis. He's taken down hard by Andre Braithwaite, and that is going to be a free kick for the Ambush.
Every time Stephen St. Louis is on the field, they've moved Andre Braithwaite back to cover him. Just a size-on-size man marking situation. They know that St. Louis is causing all sorts of problems down there, so they move Braithwaite back to cover him in defense.
Tried to go in the middle to Mario Marcos, but that goes off a foot. Then Silva trying to find Antonio Manfoot. Him and Kochikov go back and forth. Now Manfoot can't get it past Paulo. An unbelievable save with his knees. Manfoot was slow to get up. Now he'll head to the bench as Stinson able to get around JP Reyes. Stinson drops back and then sends it back to Kochikov. He's taken against the boards. It looks like that's going to be a foul on the Tropics.
It's getting chippy, Patrick. It's getting physical. I mean, this is the time of the season. These games count. These games matter. You know, in the South Central Conference Division, the way the teams play each other all the time.
As Almeida will take it, goes off the boards. Marcos in front, spins around, and he shoots and scores. Marcos got the feed from Almeida, and the Ambush add to their lead.
Really nice finish, really nice spin and finish. He let the ball do the work. The ball cannoned off the corner, off the boards in the corner, and Marcos was just able to let the ball do the work, and he just was able to spin around and finish it.
So it's 4-1 off Marcos' 7th of the season.
Anyway, and it's nice that the Ambush are spreading the goals around. 4 goals, 4 different scorers.
And neither of them Stinson or Reagan.
I know,
so
right?
everyone adding a good depth scoring for the Ambush, because that has been a big part of their success. Now the referee over by the Tropics bench, having a word with them real quick, and now it looks like we will get play started back up again.
Well, they're having a bit of a conference down there. They're going to talk about something.
Now they're talking to Brian Roth over by the penalty area. And you know what? One of the players, number 22, Anthony Arico, was getting something said to him by a fan down in the corner, and they were really talking back and forth, and it looks like that's where the referee is heading right now. Maybe, maybe not, but...
Well, Arico used to play for the Ambush. There's some afters from his time here. Well, JT Thomas is down there. Maybe it was JT Thomas having a word with him. Who knows?
It is JT down in the first row right there, taking it in with the fans. As the Ambush pushed back in their own end, off the boards in front, Felipe. A very smart play to knock that ball into the netting. That's still going to be a corner, but saves almost a sure goal for the Tropics.
Yeah, he just did well just to clear his lines there. That ball was dropping to a Florida player, and Felipe just managed to get his toe end onto it and knock it up high.
There's now Manfoot. Nice lift forward, but Pepe's able to head that towards midfield. They have to send that back to their keeper.
And Silva's playing very high. And I understand why he has to, but in the last game that Florida visited the Family Arena, he was beaten high a couple of times.
A good steal by Clayton from Manfoot. Now Manfoot all over him again. Clayton able to get it right from him one time. Now the second time Manfoot cuts the inside. He's going to get called for the foul. He is not happy about that at all as he goes after the referee.
And I think that's a little bit of dissent as well from Antonio afterwards. And the Florida Tropics need to calm down here and just play the game. I get they're frustrated. I get they find themselves in a hole. And the lights have now gone out.
We wait what's going on here at the Family Arena.
For a meet and greet at Sports Fusion this Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Rock climbing.
And there we go. Lights back on here.
It's this Thursday at Sports Fusion from 6 to 8.
But shouting at the referees and stuff is not going to get the Florida Tropics back into this game.
Clayton sends a ball forward that stays with Laidley and tried to push that forward after the pass, but Silva easily pushes that forward. It goes over to this near side for Arriaga. Off the board to Rico, and then nice play by Mattingly to take that right back for the ambush. Over to Felipe on the far side, sends it off the boards, and cutting forward is Pereiras. Pereiras to Manfoot. Manfoot off the boards in front. Braithwaite can't get a hold of that, and Mattingly gets the rebound and cleared out by Joanne Laidley. Great hustle by Laidley to get back in that defensive end and makes a play to end up breaking up that offensive chance.
He's fired up today, Laidley. He is absolutely fired up.
Him and Arriaga just bump into each other, exchange words as it's still with Silva. And JP Reyes handed off to Cairo Ruiz. Felipe up by Silva. Silva into the corner for Braithwaite. The two number sixes, Mattingly and Braithwaite. Now forward and off the boards, but no one is home for the Tropics in front now. Pressuring on the near side is Joanne Laidley and Dos Santos. Kept it alive as the Tropics. A long shot by Maranagoni. Goes well wide. And Braithwaite trying to get around Laidley and Mattingly. And a good play by Joanne Laidley to kick that ball to the ambush. And then Dos Santos is hit in the face by Braithwaite. That looks like it's just going to be a foul. It was very accidental.
Yeah, if the ball was there to be won, Douglas bent down to head it, and Braithwaite had a little high foot. Nothing malicious there.
Now, just going to be a foul, so Paulo stepping up. Chris Mattingly goes back and forth. Paulo, Manfoot pressuring, but Paulo able to get that all the way off the glass. And Dos Santos rather stepping forward. Now another long shot taken. That goes wide as Stinson slips on the ball. Goes off the boards, up for Manfoot. Manfoot, long lead pass, finds Braithwaite. Braithwaite goes in, fakes the shot, can't fool Paulo, and one shot hits his leg. Now Braithwaite heads it over, but Zach Reggett is back. Tries to win that too. Paulo, but that goes in. Andre Braithwaite, the bouncing ball going off heads and somehow finds its way bouncing over Paulo to once again make this a 2-goal game.
Bit of a mix-up there between Zach Reggett and Paulo. Both Paulo didn't know if Zach was going to clear it. Zach Reggett tried to head it back to Paulo. And kind of a little miscommunication there. And Andre Braithwaite, wily league veteran that he is, just nipped in and finished the job for them.
So it's his second goal of the game for Braithwaite. And his 10th on the season as McGee will start it for the ambush. Paulo moves forward with it. Long shot up, and Silva way out of his net, sells it with his chest. Now off the boards, Clayton trying to get there, but it's going to touch a fan on the far side boards. So
sloppy goal that for the ambush to give away. And, you know, defensive errors kind of cost them on Friday, and you don't want to start back with that bad habit again tonight.
Still a 2-goal game as it goes into the corner for Zach Reggett. Reggett slowly backing up, looking for the backward pass to McGee. He goes in, and it goes off Mario Marcos, I believe. Reggett still keeping it alive, goes in front to McGee. As the Tropics push it forward, then kept in by Lucas Almeida. McGee, nice touches, trying to find Clayton. He goes up against the boards now as Reyes tries to push it forward. Then boxed up by Reggett, gets it over, and a one-touch to Clayton, but he couldn't put it in. As we will have an official timeout after that ball goes wide.
Wow, that had everything. Was it Marcos there? The shot was going in, I think, and they just hit Marcos on the way in. He didn't know much about it. And then the shot at the end there by Clayton. But the ambush have to keep piling on the pressure because Florida are going to come back and score some goals. So the ambush can't sit back. They've got to keep on the front foot, and they've got to dictate the pace of this play. Dictate the pace of this game.
We like to remind everybody that outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MSL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MSL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. As you can also get the latest news on the MSL and your favorite teams. You can make sure you are following the MSL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MSL Arena on Twitter.
Still, very good quarter so far for the ambush.
You can stop by one of their 5 area locations: Cottonville, Ferguson.
We're not seeing a lot of Howard Miller yet. I don't know if he's come off the bench or he's just biding his time, or I'm really excited to see what this kid can do.
On the previous, or rather at the between the first and second, instead of being in the huddle, he was away, just keeping warm.
Yeah, he was
stretching a little bit, doing some sprints.
You know, just trying to keep loose, I guess.
We'll get started back up with 7.5 left in the first half, and after Clayton missed that chance, it's going to be Tropics ball, starting with Silva. A long heave forward, able to find one of the Tropics. Settling it down was Diegas. Now Maranagoni trying to spin around, that goes off the glass. Now St. Louis losing it, drop back, and Reyes over in front to Pereiras, but that bounced across the crease. No one grabbed it, so Stinson almost had it, but then it goes to Toulout. Toulout and Silva go back and forth. Silva waiting again back at his yellow line. No pressure from the ambush. Sends it off the boards. Toulout knocked forward by Stinson. Toulout's powering forward, but then Stinson able to get in the middle of that. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Stinson and Felipe. Justin Stinson takes a shot. He was knocked down right as that left his foot. Silva able to push it up to Manfoot, and a high arcing shot goes to Pereiras. Pereiras takes a shot, and that gets blocked by Paulo and up into the netting. So looks like it's going to be a corner for the Tropics.
Yeah, Stinson, I thought he got pulled down just as he was about to pull the trigger there.
It's a shot over and a bullet from Matt Clare.
Woof. Wow, that had some pace on it. It's a good job that net was there. That ball will still be traveling in the Missouri River.
And he just steps up and lets that one go. Blows it past Paul and the rest of the ambush, and it's 4-3. That's Matt Clare's 6th on the season.
No one was stopping that one. My goodness, he put some leather to that ball.
So the ambush find themselves only up by 1 now as arcing shot by Paulo finds Clayton. Clayton pulls on the brakes, then losing his dropping back was Boateng. We'll go over to JP Reyes.
And you can see the momentum has totally swung back towards the orange side of the field. They've got a little pep in their step, doing fancy flicks and tricks now.
And they send it all the way down in the corner. Diegues in front. The ambush able to break that up. Still under some pressure though in the corner. McGee tripped up. That's going to be a foul, and ambush will get that right over as Diegues took him down.
Tropics. Foul number 9. Ricardo de Diegues, his first.
Paulo wins it up to Clayton. Clayton has some space, feeds it all the way forward. Lately got a header on it, then Reyes, a nice header to move it back to his keeper.
Laidley is desperate for a goal, isn't he? He is desperate to put one over on his previous team.
An ill-advised pass finds McGee, then it goes off a man on the boards, I believe, or on the Tropics bench. I think that was Reyes who got hit in the head. It appears to be okay as play goes on. Clayton feeds it to Mario Marcos. Marcos almost tied up, but wins it back to McGee. Now Lucas Almeida off the boards for Marcos. Marcos tried to take a shot, was knocked in, then takes another one, and a diving save by Silva.
He just didn't get hold of that, Marcos. He just didn't get a clean shot away.
Braithwaite going up against Paulo. Paulo out of his box and then tried to kick that forward. It goes off a Tropics, so that will be ambush ball.
Paulo got a little lucky there, you know. He could have quite easily had his pocket picked.
Seems like Paul makes very calculated guesses with those, and he banks on them several times.
Well, he's very confident with the ball at his foot. I mean, he fancies his chances if he can get away.
Once again, that futsal style playing dividends as it goes up to McGee. Nice one touch to Reggett. Reggett tried to send it back towards the box and then has it again. He takes a shot and he hits the post with it. Got Almeida to McGee, over to Clayton, and then trying to get it to Zach Reggett. And now Stinson on it. Stinson up top for McGee. McGee settling it down for Mario Marcos.
Good little period this for the ambush. You need this after letting in 2 goals, you know. Just put your foot on the ball and control the game for a little bit.
McGee down to Stinson. Nice couple stutter step moves. Wins it back to Marcos. Fakes the shot. Now he'll take the shot with his left foot. That gets blocked and goes back to McGee. Now Lucas Almeida. Now over. Finds Stinson down low for Almeida. Stinson tied up, then pushing forward was Tulut, and now we have a foul. Looked like there was maybe a foul. I thought I heard a whistle. Instead, ambush quickly the other way. Stinson, a sideways shot. Moving forward quickly is Antonio Manfoot. Manfoot pushes off Stinson, sending it in front, trying to find Tulut. It goes over and a shot taken. Still loose. Tropics still have possession. They take the shot, and this time Tulut gets his goal, and it's a tie game at 4.
And just like that, we're even Stevens once again.
The Silva's lying down over in the Tropics end. I don't know if he was wanting a rest or if he's hurt, and they are sending someone over for him. So right after you get this goal, you turn around and see your keeper down on the ground, and this cannot be good.
No, I don't think so.
The entire Tropics team pretty well has made their way around him. And he has taken off his goalie gloves. At least one of them.
I mean, did that come from the save he just had to make when Justin Stinson tried the scissor kick, or?
Well, it has to have been, but he didn't go down right away. He walked out, and I guess just at some point when the Tropics are pressuring, the pain got too much, and he sat down. And you look to your right after they scored, and yeah, he's lying down on the field here. But he has taken off his goalie gloves, and they're really looking at that left leg. As of right now, nobody on the Tropics side has it. Now someone has an extra jersey, it looks like. Someone's holding a teal goalie jersey. Can't quite see the number as of right now.
Well, this is a blow. This is a blow to the Florida Tropics if this is the case.
Looks like Pereiras is going to be the one that's going to put on the extra jersey and have to play keeper for at least the rest of this half.
Well, I feel sorry for Silva. I feel sorry for the Tropics. Because that is not ideal.
You'd think they'd at least give him some goalie gloves, perhaps.
But you know what? They practice all the time with the extra attacker. Maybe they just feel, you know what, for 2 minutes 44, we'll just go with an extra attacker, see what happens.
They just sent one of the Tropics players racing back into the locker room. Still a bit of miscommunication on the field. Just players talking it over right now as we await the start of the game again. But it is going to be number 7, Victor Pereiras, who will now play keeper.
And you know, as much as you think this is going to be as a detriment to a club, this can also galvanize a squad. You know, backs against the wall, in a corner, you start fighting harder than ever.
Silva's staying on the bench as of right now. He just needs a bit of a rest before that second half, and you get play started back up 4-4 in a new game.
I'm going to say the fact remains is though that Florida scored 3 goals unanswered right now. They're in the ascendancy, with or without Silva.
As it goes to St. Louis in the corner. St. Louis works it forward, and Pereiras making his first save as a keeper. Works it forward in a nice play down the near side for Arico, and then he sends that all the way down. As we now going to have Pereiras come back off, and here comes Silva back again, still limping just a bit, but looks like he got that left leg taped up a bit. The ambush immediately sent it down to St. Louis in the corner. Stefan St. Louis backing up, putting his back against Reyes, looking for a man in front. Instead works down the boards, now stops on a dime and works it back towards the yellow line and all the way down for Paulo. Ambush dropping it back. Manfoot trying to catch him as they were handing it off to Clayton, but it works over to Vadim Kochikov. And now Lucas Almeida up against the penalty box with 100 seconds left in this half.
And with Silva not being at 100%, you've got to imagine Everton's instructions are shoot on sight. You know, if he's not as mobile as he usually is at 100%.
Good play by Vadim to hustle back. Beats Diegas to that, but still pressure on the Tropics. Arico spinning around and gets it up to Ruiz. And they're going to send it back to the defense as they change.
Last minute of play.
Minute now left in this half, and you got to think the Tropics would be more than happy just having this go down into the half tied.
Oh, they're delighted the way this second quarter's gone. You know, they were 4-1 down 5 minutes ago.
Tropics foul number 18, Enzo Marangoni.
Marangoni gets the foul after knocking down Laidley. But now Dos Santos tried to spin around and it's blocked. And here comes Tulo on a break. He walks in, tries to lift it over and gets it past Paulo. And the Tropics get their first lead of the game. It is now 5-4 Florida.
And what a nice finish that was. Just dinked it over Paulo. Paulo at full stretch, still couldn't reach it. A real cheeky little chip. I mean, Tulu was fancy to score anyway. He had all the time in the world. But the finish was cool, calm, collected. Just lifted it right over Paulo. And as I say, 6 minutes ago, it was 4-1 to the Ambush, and now they find themselves a goal behind.
Where others see destruction, we see hope.
With Paulo.
Together, we can build beyond disaster. Together, a better world is possible.
The Tropics. We're going to get the restart all the way down the field.
Well, how quickly can the momentum swing in this game?
So a long shot, and he picks a corner. Victor Pereira from goalkeeper to goal scorer makes it 6-4.
Well, everything they're touching is turning to gold right now. Really nice finish. Just flashed right past Paulo. And if I was Everton, I'd be furious. I'd want to get the guys in the dressing room as soon as. I would be absolutely livid with this.
Tropics goal is 12th of the season.
They were 4-1 up. I said you can't take your foot off the gas. They took the foot off the gas, and once you do that, it's very hard to put it back on. And the Ambush are in dire straits.
The Ambush have to look quickly to try and make this a one-goal game. Heading down. Nice play by Almeida to knock it forward. Now Almeida off the ground, goes in, over to St. Louis. He shoots and he scores! Stefan St. Louis with just 9 seconds left makes it a one-goal game once again.
And boy, did they need that. Smart play by Almeida to win it back in the at the top of the box. He was able to get it over to the right-hand side where there was an eagerly awaiting St. Louis to smash it home. And no more than Stefan St. Louis deserved today. He's worked his socks off in that first half.
So the Ambush stop the bleeding and get a little bit momentum back towards them with just 2 seconds left as Manfoot sends it down. That will be the first half as the Tropics come back, and now they lead 6-5.
A very apt phrase there you used. They stopped the bleeding because it was that a little paper cut was turning into a real big gash. As Florida, everything they touched was going into the back of the net.
Having an attorney that can relate to you can make one of the biggest differences when going through divorce.
But Stefan St. Louis scores one right at the death there in the second, at the end of the second quarter. And the Ambush, who had a 4-1 lead, find themselves 6-5 down. We'll be back for the second half.
New Trident Tropical Beat Vibes with bursts of mango peach flavor that pop.
right, fans, who's ready for the second half?
And welcome back into the Family Arena for the second half between the Florida Tropics and the St. Louis Ambush as the Tropics lead 6-5. Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird with you on the call up here in the booth. Matt, Tropics going on a bit of a roll, especially in that second quarter. Ambush able to fight back into that. As you said, stop the bleeding. St. Louis gets a very late goal, 9.4 seconds left to keep this a one-goal game.
It kind of papers over the cracks of what was a very, very disheartening second quarter. I mean, really, only the last 5 minutes of the second quarter. The Tropics managed to claw their way back from what was a 4-1 deficit to a 6-4 lead, and then St. Louis, as you say, got that consolation right at the end of the second quarter. But I can't imagine that Everton was very happy going into that locker room at half-time. These players might have got a real verbal battering off Everton. And so they should. It got very sloppy. I think they thought that the Ambush thought that the game was won. And you can't have that. Even if it's a subconscious thing, but as soon as you get complacent in this league, you're going to get punished. I don't care who you are. You know, I think we saw that a little bit with the Milwaukee Wave last night. They got beat by the Harrisburg Heat. You can't take your foot off the gas to any team in this league or they will punish you. That said, the Ambush, we've seen all season that they can fight themselves. I want to see what they can do. Where's their character now?
It's given forward to Manfoot. The nice touch forward and a beautiful header by Dieguez. And they start off the second half with a big goal. And it's once again a 2-goal lead, 7-5.
And what a pass by Antonio Manfoot that was. He put it on a plate. And just like that, 15 seconds into the second quarter, Everton just got to be shaking his head on the sidelines over there. Whatever he just said in the dressing room just went out the window. And Dieguez from Manfoot gives Florida a 2-goal lead again.
Score update from Kansas City. The Comets and Seawolves are knotted up at 1 in the dying minutes of that first quarter. Big implications for both these teams as Stinson moves in, trying to get it over to St. Louis. St. Louis fell right before he could get that rebound, and Silva heaves it forward. Tried to get Braithwaite, kicked forward by Dos Santos, and then sent into the netting.
Well, why not have a go? Every other shot you've put on goal in the last 10 minutes has gone in. Why not have a go? You know, when it's your day, you think it's your day.
Clayton lifts it into the corner, tries to go after. St. Louis tries to go after it rather as it goes to the near side boards. Braithwaite can't get around Chris Mattingly, but they're going to declare that a foul on him. Tropics immediately starting it back up. Manfoot can't get around Dos Santos. Goes into the corner as they both go tumbling down, and that's going to be a foul on Dos Santos.
So that was a little cruel on Dos Santos. Seems to be 6 of one, half a dozen of the other there, but they call it against the defender.
So are they going to do a drop ball here?
Yeah, I don't think that. I didn't see much. It's actually against Manfoot, it seems. As I said, I thought it was harsh on Dos Santos if they gave it against him. But it's the Ambush free kick after all.
The foul was changed to Tropics foul number 2, Antonio Manfoot. His first of the half, second of the game.
So Pepe tried to push it forward, then Mattingly a good header over Manfoot, wins it to Clayton. Clayton works it down the corner. Pepe cutting towards the middle. Pepe already has one, tries to get around Manfoot, then a bouncing ball has to be sent back to Douglas Dos Santos.
The Ambush need a leader here. They need a leader to rally the troops on the pitch. Everton on the bench can only do so much. Who's going to step up for the Ambush and take this game by the scruff of the neck?
St. Louis moving it all the way back to Marcos under some less pressure, and now to Pepe. Pepe has some room, so he'll step forward. Gets it into the corner for St. Louis, off the boards, looking for Pepe. Now goes to McGee, and he lifts that just too high over the net. That goes into the netting, so a restart for the Tropics as they make full changes.
And that was a chance. That was a big chance that McGee flew high.
last chance to purchase.
And here comes Joanne Laidley for St. Louis. Already starting with a burst of speed as it goes to Boateng. Now Arriaga. Further back for his keeper. Nice toe touch. Finds Arriaga, but Clayton's still all over both of them. Laidley watching Tulute closely.
And Silva's pointing. Whenever the ball gets back there, Silva's pointing away. He really doesn't want the ball. He doesn't want to be swinging his leg and kicking the ball.
He goes for Joanne Laidley. Laidley with some speed goes up against the boards and off the glass. It hits Silva, and Arriaga moves it forward. Dieguez off the boards. Running into the referee was Pereiras. And then they're just going to settle right back down.
And Silva's really, he's not comfy right now.
Dieguez tried to send it cross field, intercepted by Joanne Laidley, and goes to Pepe. Could be a 2-on-2 the other way as Pepe cut into the outside around Arriaga, takes the shot, goes off glass, rebound by Reggett, and a bullet by Zach Reggett, his first of the game, and we have a one-goal game at 7-6.
Zach Reggett made that look far too easy. I tell you what, if that ball dropped like that to a mere mortal, that would have flown high, wide, and handsome. He made that look far too easy. He smashed that. But that's why he's on the pitch and I'm sat up here, because I couldn't do that.
And that's Reggett's team-leading 18th goal of the season. Right after the Tropics start this half with a big goal, Ambush answer back. Still trailing though.
And I said, who's going to be the leader? Who's going to be the one to step up? Who's going to grab this game by the scruff of the neck?
18th of the season, scored by number 22.
And cometh the hour, cometh the man, Zach Reggett. He's going to have to do it a few more times, I feel.
Good save by Paulo on Braithwaite. Braithwaite keeps it in though. Gets around Kochikov. The shot, it gets deflected, I believe, off Felipe and goes in, bouncing over Paulo. And the Tropics answer right back.
That's Braithwaite's hat-trick. He's been a thorn in the Ambush side this afternoon. Little unfortunate for Paulo. He took a deflection and he was wrong-footed and nothing he could do.
The third of the game, 11th of the season for Braithwaite. And puts them up by 2 once again.
You know, Andre Braithwaite, he's one of those guys that, you know, he's not flashy like Leo Gibson, say, or Ian Bennett, but he slowly, every single season, puts up some serious numbers.
Keeping pressure by Manfoot now. Almeida off the boards. Good play forward, and McGee has St. Louis. A long lead pass finds St. Louis. St. Louis tries to go on to Arriaga, and now Art off the glass is Silva. Gets it to Manfoot, able to move around Felipe, but Felipe right on his back, and then Almeida sends Manfoot to the turf for a foul.
Chance of a break there for the Ambush, but the pass to St. Louis was behind him. He had to stand around and wait for it, and that allowed the Tropics defense to get back. The ball needed to be played way in front of him that St. Louis could run onto it.
And sending it into the corner for Braithwaite. Going in against Felipe. Felipe closes out the inside boards, works it up, and Reyes keeps it in, almost pressured by Stinson, but all the way back for their defense. Silva, a nice pass forward. Almeida pushing forward, but going to go right back to Silva as Pereiras goes off for a change, and they're looking for a pass right off the bench, and a shot taken, and a good save by Paulo as Almeida gets it to Stinson. Touch to McGee. McGee can't get around Tulute. Now it's into the corner for St. Louis. Lifts it high in the air, but that is going to go into the crowd just barely.
It's going to be a restart, I think, from the top of the box.
Yeah, it is what's going to happen. The Ambush a bit perplexed by that call.
Well, the Ambush just look generally perplexed right now. The Ambush are playing pretty well. But every time Florida come forward, they just seem to be able to find the back of the net.
As Manfoot will take it, try to drop it to Braithwaite, but they're going to push forward, and it's going to be a foot race for it. Stinson beating Manfoot. Can he beat him into the corner? Manfoot gets there, then goes down, and that's going to be a foul on Justin Stinson as Manfoot seems to be in a good amount of pain.
I think he jammed his finger into the boards. It's his finger.
He's holding on to his left leg, and he's going to scoot against the boards to sit up, and this is not good, and this is not somebody anybody here wants to see.
A&W restaurants are locally owned by two soccer supporters. For A&W head to Bridgeton and Florissant Long John Silvers is in Bridgeton and St. Peter's.
St. Louis trying to have a word with Manfoot as he hustles off very gingerly.
I'm going to hazard a guess that Stephen St. Louis didn't give him words of encouragement.
It goes in for St. Louis on the far side boards. Looks towards the defense, just a bit too far past Douglas Dos Santos. So it goes to Paulo, who quickly moves it to McGee. Now Pepe, give and go with McGee. Over to Dos Santos as Manfoot being attended to on the bench. Pepe gets it down to St. Louis, back up for Pepe. No Dos Santos. Pepe again, doesn't have a shooting lane. And Stinson for Pepe. Two loot right on him, so it goes right back to Stinson. St. Louis still down low right by Silva as it goes to Dos Santos. And down low, Justin Stinson in the corner. Gives it in front. St. Louis tried to tip it, but just couldn't get all that. It hits the glass. Now Diegas lifts it towards the middle, but then McGee keeps that for the ambush. Douglas Dos Santos for Pepe. Fakes the pass, now takes the pass over to Stinson.
Good period of pressure this for the ambush, but they need to get more shots away. Silva's hurt. Get more shots away on him. Test him. See what he can do.
Dos Santos in for McGee. McGee, the spinorama, gets his leg lifted and then gets on top of that, and that's going to be a foul on the ambush.
Ambush foul, number 70, McGee, first of the half.
Yeah, good sustained pressure there by the ambush. He just didn't get enough shots away. So Louis had that chance that was kind of fired at him, and it went wide. But again, the ambush needs to start peppering this goal for me.
Silva trying to find Tulu, kicks it out of play. So ambush and offensive restart. It's Clayton walks forward with it. Chris Maddenley out there for the ambush as Clayton creeps forward. Has Marcos try to feed him through the box, but it's intercepted by Braithwaite. And here come the Tropics. Pulling back is Pereiras. And Reyes just gives it back for Silva. And all the way down, trying to find Braithwaite. Instead, Pepe takes over. Pepe taken down by Braithwaite.
Braithwaite can't argue about that.
And good play by Marcos to quickly work it up for Pepe. He blew past Braithwaite, gives it to Chris Mattingly. He shoots it just wide of the net. He's searching for his first goal of the year, and that gets bounced out of play. And just as players are racing back, it's going to be official timeout with 7.5 minutes left in this third quarter.
Not far away that from Chris Mattingly. He had a good look. Yeah, he got a really good connection on the shot and just fizzed wide. But again, just shoot the ball. Let's see what Silva can do. I mean, he's not 100%. He's not happy on the field. He's being talked to again by his physio. I mean, that physio must be feeling like he's dealing with a mash unit down there because Manfoot was in trouble. Silva's in trouble. I think they've got a short bench anyway, not a full roster and not a full squad traveled. You know, he really is the walking wounded down there for Florida. But that's not the ambush's concern. The ambush needs to win this game to stay in the playoff hunt.
There's 13 dressed for the Tropics tonight. As we would like to remind everybody that the ambush would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huntersville, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MSL and Mitre share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Mitre's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MSL League play. Mitre's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight path than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer.
Well, the way that Zach Reggett smashed that ball into the top corner and the power that Matt Clare put behind his goal, Mitre balls are good.
Testing the stitches today.
Yeah, they didn't burst. And both those goals were hit with some serious venom.
I have to imagine the English would make a pretty good soccer ball.
Well, Mitre were the first Premier League ball in the history. You know, they've got a serious caliber to them, these Mitre balls.
Silva just goes back and forth with his defenseman Felipe, just playing chase back and forth, basically playing giveaway.
But Silva's not able or not happy or comfortable knocking the ball long. But they're playing a dangerous little game here.
Especially with, I imagine Silva will not be able to hustle back to the net like he usually would be.
But the ambush needs to chase the game. Florida will do this for the next 21 minutes.
Silva waits and drive gets blocked by Almeida. Goes to Zach Reggett. Reggett lifts it high up in the air, headed forward by the Tropics, but there's Almeida beating Manfoot to it. Now Zach Reggett boxes out Manfoot.
The ambush have to make something happen.
As Felipe moves forward with it, gets away from Manfoot, down for St. Louis. St. Louis up against the boards, goes in against Ruiz, and then Silva's able to grab that before Felipe can get there in the box.
Been really impressed with St. Louis today. He's really hustled and worked hard for himself up there with very little reward. He has got the goal, and he had to work hard for that too.
Justin Stinson.
Stinson briefly breaks that up, but it goes to Pereiras. Pereiras backing Almeida in. Goes to the outside and off the boards, but goes off the apron and bounces high up in the air. Back for J.P. Reyes. And on the corner again, this time it will go all the way to Paulo before Boateng can get there. Roll to Almeida, right back to Paulo. Settles that with his knee. Now Felipe feeds it towards the middle. Great play by Vadim Kochikov. He has St. Louis. He shoots and scores! Vadim Kochikov, what a shot! And it's 8-7.
And I'm telling you, a fit and healthy Silva would have saved that. But it was still, Vadim got the ball on frame. That's all he can do. Get the ball on frame, because Silva's not happy back there.
So Kochikov in his 5th game of the season gets his 2nd goal on the season. And it's a big one to make this a 1-goal game once again. And that is, as you said, a grade A example. Just throw it towards Silva and see what happens.
Check it out, y'all. Now it's time to get funky. To the right now.
The ambush pressure more is out here is Joanne Laidley.
Of the season, scored by number 8,
Laidley all over Arico. Backs off a bit now. Arico gets some space, sends it towards Braithwaite in the corner. Goes in against the just goal scorer Kochikov. Now he has to get around Clayton as well. Able to do so. Still all over them though. As Braithwaite still still dribbling with it.
He is a house. Andre Braithwaite is a big, tall, strong dude. And if he doesn't want to give the ball away, there's not much you can do to take it off him. He's already got a hat-trick tonight. He's playing really well, and he fancies this. And I'm telling you, I mean, we keep talking about Silva being injured, but it can be the kind of thing that will galvanize this squad. The backs are against the wall as it is, with a relatively short bench.
There's a nice pass up by Silva down the boards, and they send it into the corner. Nice move to get to Arico, and he shot, but it was blocked in front by a defender. And JP Reyes sending it back to Maringo.
Silva and his defenders are going to play keep ball again. Silva with a nice pass.
Gets it to Ruiz, and Paulo hugging the post, able to stop that. Pepe and Paulo going back and forth. Now up for Dos Santos. Try to work up the boards then. Manfoot cuts it towards the middle. Diegas back to Manfoot. Tried to work it towards the middle for Ruiz. Intercepted by Reggett and then lifted down by Paulo. Great hustle by Douglas Dos Santos as he has Zach Reggett off the boards in front. A good read by Silva. He puts up the stop sign to Zach Reggett right as he grabs that.
Really well done by Dos Santos to get the ball initially. He just was unable to find Reggett, who was free and clear in the middle.
Pass goes to Stinson. Braithwaite on him. He shoots and hits it to the short side. Justin Stinson ties this game at 8.
Eight goals for the Ambush, 8 different scorers, really spreading it about.
His 16th of the season for Justin Stinson. Once again, second on the team, right behind Zach Reggett.
Very reminiscent of the goal he scored Friday night. He had a real tight angle there in the right-hand corner. He was able to steer the ball. He didn't go high, he went low this time. And they've got to think that Silva can't get down very quickly the way he's feeling. So he went low and he snuck in that bottom corner.
Ambush equalizing goal.
All tied up again as Matt Clare back in his own end.
Number 21, Justin.
Has to get to Silva. Now up for Tulu, pressured closely by Zach Reggett. Then gets it back to Silva. Now Boateng. And Silva again is now the Tropics have to attack. They cannot just sit back anymore. And this could really mess with their strategy as it goes back to Silva.
The fact of the matter is the Ambush shouldn't have been in a position where they were losing this game anyway. From 4-1 ahead, and here comes...
Stole it, now here's Almeida. Almeida waits, takes the shot, blocked in front. Tulu had it by his foot, but Silva able to hold on to it as Clayton was wide open in the box.
As I said, the Ambush shouldn't be in the position where they were 2 goals down anyway, having been 4-1 up.
Andre Braithwaite takes a shot and a diving save by Paulo as Manfoot gets the rebound, weaves through some people, but can't beat big Stefan St. Louis, and he's going to push forward with a lot of steam. St. Louis knocked off the ball. Barrico. Pass forward to Braithwaite. Braithwaite, a slide tackle by Dos Santos, but Braithwaite waited, then takes a shot, kicked out by Stefan St. Louis.
What a game Stefan St. Louis is having. He has worked his tail off. No wonder he ran out of steam pushing forward just there. He has run his legs off today.
Andre Braithwaite, a shot blocked immediately by Douglas Dos Santos, goes to JP Reyes. Now Marangoni takes a hard shot, tried to go for the near side corner, but just barely misses. Stinson, a beautiful touch to Almeida, back to Stinson. 2-on-2, Justin Stinson cuts around, loses the ball, takes a shot though, and it's blocked in front by Arico.
Good work between Lucas Almeida and Justin Stinson there. Nice combination of passes.
And just 45 seconds left. It looks like there's going to be a foul on the Ambush.
Blue card on something.
It could have been on the Tropics actually, because they were over there arguing it. It was Pereira's over by the box, now Silva. But yeah, the Ambush box is open.
2-minute penalty for too many men on the field.
So it is going to be a 2-minute penalty for the Ambush. As you just heard, too many men.
Almeida is not happy, obviously. Everton went berserk behind the box.
And he's still arguing with the ref as he makes his way over to him.
But again, they don't change their mind once it's been given. Big 2 minutes for this ambush season now, with just 45 seconds left in the third.
You have to remember on that last power play that Tropics had, though, the ambush had two really good chances, arguably the two best chances of those 2 minutes. So if they can keep that pressure going, especially with the tie game, they can quickly kill this off.
To be fair, that was also before the Andre Braithwaite show, when everything the Tropics were shooting at was going in the goal.
They're going to have Joanne Laidley take the penalty for the ambush. He makes his way into the penalty box. The Tropics push forward on the power play. Just 40 seconds left, and then it'll bleed over into the fourth quarter. Nice pass off the glass down into the corner, right back to Tulut. Now Manfoot. Pereiras. Back to Manfoot. Couldn't get a shot off. It goes into the corner, and Paulo way out of his net. Get a good block in front by McGee. And then blocked again by Felipe. Tropics get back possession. It goes to Manfoot. Back into the corner, then out for Victor Pereiras. Already has one goal tonight. Pereiras thought about shooting, but goes over to Manfoot. Pressured by Pepe. Back to Pereiras. A hard shot, just barely misses over the net. As that will end the third quarter. Just a minute 15 left on the ambush penalty kill. It is tied at 8.
Well, I was concerned at the beginning. 15 seconds into the third quarter, the Tropics come out and extend their lead, and it looks like the ambush have just run out of ideas. But then a really smart finish by Zach Reggett. Vadim Kodjakov sneaks in there with a goal as well for himself, and Stinson with a smart goal from a tight angle, and we're knotted up at 8. But again, with a minute 15 on the penalty, the ambush has still got it all to do at the beginning of the fourth quarter. But this game is a coin flip. This could go either way. The Florida Tropics, with a short bench, with an injured goalkeeper, they're playing really well. They fancy this. They know that this game's there to be won also. I think after Friday's game, the confidence of the ambush took a little hit after Friday. And I think the Tropics are feeding off that somewhat. I'm surprised that Laidley went into the box, honestly. We've not seen much from Howard Miller in this game. I'm surprised they didn't just throw Miller into the box, seeing as he's not played much anyway. But you also don't know. Maybe they're trying to keep Miller fresh for this fourth quarter and trying to see what he can do to change the game.
One big advantage, obviously, having Laidley, and if you can catch them, no one's catching Laidley if he gets that ball at midfield all alone.
Laidley's been a little terrier. He's
those times when you think you're ready, then you aren't, and now you're late.
You know, he's had to
you can unlock flexible cancellations.
JT Thomas.
Introducing a rewards program made to keep modern life moving.
He'll chest it down, he'll trap it, he's very good at holding up the ball, but he's missing tonight, and Stephen St. Louis has had to do that on his own somewhat, hold the ball up. And he's also done it on the defensive side of the field too, Stephen St. Louis. He got back real well there at the end of the third quarter to clear one off the line.
If you want one of these t-shirts, you guys need to make
some
8-all.
You know, we said it was going to be close. We said that the Orlando Seawolves game was going to be close. It's proved to be true. But I'm not sure how the ambush could go on if they manage to lose this game again. It will be a heck of a loss. 2 games at home, having been so close in these 2 games, to walk away with nothing. They have to win this game, the St. Louis Ambush.
On
to keep
Sunday, March
to keep the
10th,
momentum of the
2 p.m.
season
for the
alive.
next watch party at the Post Sports Bar and
We'd like to
Grill.
remind everybody during this break that you're watching the MASL on MASL TV, the streaming home of the MASL. Tune in each week for live action, replays, and highlights from your favorite teams.
The Ambush take on the Milwaukee Wave.
The Ambush schedule, as you just heard from Brian Roth, doesn't get much easier from here, having to play the Wave a good amount towards the end of the season.
But you know what? I also think that the Ambush, sometimes they've been guilty of playing down to their opposition. You know, teams that they should be beating handily, or teams that they should be competitive with, they've lost to. But they also, I think, play up to their opposition. We've been to Milwaukee twice this season already, and for large swathes of those games, it was very, very close. It was only maybe in the last 10-15 minutes that Ian Bennett got rolling, and the games were a lot closer than the scoreline suggests. The Ambush play up to their opposition too.
There's a long boot by the Ambush trying to find Zach Reggett. Broken up by Arriaga, and then sent right back by the Ambush. Silla has to come out of his net. Gets it to Pereiras, 20 seconds into this fourth and final quarter. Now Matt Clare for Pereiras and over to Touloute. Touloute again. On the far side, works into the corner, goes in against McGee, and then Felipe just going to leave that for Paulo as Paulo quickly tosses it up for McGee. McGee tries to burst the speed to get around Manfoot. Manfoot able to get there in his own corner and works it back to his keeper, Silva, who reverses it to Matt Clare.
More importantly, McGee took 15 seconds off the penalty.
Oh, Pereiras again. Just 10 seconds left in the penalty kill. Touloute to the outside, worked into the corner by McGee, works in front, Clare tried to touch, now a header, a side kick, and that just goes wide. Now Pereiras a big boot, and that misses everything. And just as that happens, the Ambush are back at even strength. As Joanne Laley heads to the bench and McGee is down on the field.
Yeah, he was kind of untouched there. I don't know what happened. He just kind of slowly let himself lay down. A couple of big chances there. Clare with one high, wide, and handsome. The scissor kick and the... But the Ambush were able to hold on and keep this at 8 apiece. Now with even strength. Big quarter this for the Ambush season, needless to say.
Long heave by Paulo, and now here comes St. Louis in on Hugo Silva, and Silva has something to say to him as he almost took out his right foot then. Goes all the way down for Braithwaite into the corner.
Anthony Arico holding his shoulder. He's not happy with life right now either.
He got sent down hard to the turf as Manfoot is shot right on, and Paul has no problem with that. Pepe all the way back to Paulo. Now to Felipe.
Very subdued crowd right now. It's like they're waiting for this game to explode. I think they feel the tension in the game also.
Here come the Ambush.
Good play by the Ambush. Almeida muscles off a man. He moves in, has no one around him. In the box, he moves in. The shot over, they score! Justin Stinson is second of the game, and the Ambush have reclaimed the lead.
Have a day, Justin Stinson, but that goal was really made by Lucas Almeida. He danced around Arico and just laid it off on a play to Justin Stinson, who was able to side foot it. Roofed it into the top of the net. And Justin Stinson doesn't miss from there. Really nice work by Lucas Almeida. He could have shot and scored himself, Almeida, but Stinson had a better opportunity and Almeida knew that. Unselfish play by Lucas.
I think that can pretty well describe Lucas Almeida's entire play. A very much team player.
Yeah, he really, really is.
As it goes in front, Braithwaite almost had a chance to tie it. Now Stinson thrown to the ground, but that's a foul on the Tropics. That's going to be on Anthony Arico.
I think the foul was against Clayton, honestly. I think Rico, you thought it was Rico's foul for the afterwards.
Let's think the ref pointed forward as if that was an ambush ball, but they change it up, so it's going to be Rico taking the free kick. Leaves it for Braithwaite. He takes a shot and that bounced a couple times. Now Braithwaite didn't get all that. Maybe hit it with his shin just too much, and that goes out of play. That's Justin Stinson's 17th goal in the year, sitting just one behind Zach Reggett. A long pass forward. Reggett able to steal that. Now he goes down to the ground. Boateng tied up. Taken right back by Pepe. Now Mario Marcos knocks it towards open field, and Matt Clare is going to get their first beating Zach Reggett, but Reggett's going to fight for it. Reggett has control. Now boxes out Clare. Nice touch over to Clayton. Clayton trying to get around Boateng. Has to spin around. He's almost pushed down, but works it back for Paulo. Lifted high in the air. Pepe has to go up for the header, but Arico got it. Now Reggett spins around the shot, then a great hand save by Silva. Reggett again, another shot. That goes off the knee of Silva, and then Pepe's taken down. No call as charging forward is Arico. He's knocked down by Clayton, and this time there's going to be a foul. This time on Clayton as Zach Reggett is down in the corner.
I'm not sure why that was a foul on Arico when the previous 5 in that favors of play weren't called.
Silva is calling.
On Saturday, 7:05 against the Harrisburg.
Silva's saying the trainers need to come out there, but I guess they're waiting for the referees as
jerseys will be auctioned off.
Reggett slowly gets up.
Going to Junior.
That said,
of Greater St. Louis.
really good save by Silva on Reggett. Not sure why that wasn't a foul. But it was Arico charging forward, and it was finally a foul on him there. I think it was Clayton who finally pushed Arico down. Oh, crazy little phase of play there. But hats off to Silva. Brilliant one-handed save, and then he stood tall for the follow-up.
Reggett heads into the tunnel, not all the way back to the dressing room though, as they're going to evaluate him. Meanwhile, the Tropics, the big chances, a long shot by Manfoot, sawn all the way by Paulo. A long boot, Arico can't get there. St. Louis trying to box him out. Now Arico pushing forward there. Mario Marcos challenging. Able to get around him, but not around Clayton. And then down to Braithwaite. Into the corner, and Paulo's able to grab that in his box. Trying to find Almeida. That's pushed forward by Arriaga, and that goes out of play. Ambush get the restart. Mario Marcos is going to let Almeida take it. Fourth quarter, so Paulo can go past the midfield line. Instead, he's going to send it into the corner.
Zach Reggett's back on the bench, but he is holding his ribs. At least he's on the bench and not in the dressing room.
Stinson, 2 straight goals, looking for that hat trick. He's out there for the ambush right now.
Well, I said who was going to be a leader on this team. Who's going to step up to the plate? Who's going to grab this game by the scruff of the neck? And this local boy, Justin Stinson. 2 really good goals. And Lucas Almeida setting him up perfectly.
And a great shot by Almeida goes off the crossbar after a passing clinic between Stinson, Laidley, and Almeida.
And you know, I mentioned that Braithwaite is one of those guys that's not, he doesn't have his name in lights in this league, but he quietly puts up the numbers. But so does Lucas Almeida. You know, you mentioned it before that he's a very unselfish type of player. But he also produces.
Tries to go in the corner for Laidley. He can't get there. Now Ruiz are reversing it, but Felipe is right there to grab it in the middle of the field. Sends it off the boards. No one home. Just a Tropic. That's Arico off the boards. Now Arico has it. Pressure by Laidley. Laidley pushing forward with it, and Silva's going to get that loose ball before Laidley can race to it, and he'll move out of his net a bit. Now back for Matt Clare. Rather, that's Arriaga. Now to Tulute, and into the corner, Diegas. Pressured by Felipe, so he has to send that back to Tulute, and now Silva, the first keeper to cross the midfield line this quarter.
I have to be honest with you, Patrick, I'm getting a feeling of deja vu, very similar to Friday night. The Ambush have to make sure that lightning does not strike twice tonight.
Silva, long shot and a big save by Paulo, and the rebound goes off the boards, and Kochikov a good foot. Rebound and a shot taken by Pereiras. That got hit by somebody, and then it goes out of play.
Well, it's easy to see why Silva has already got a goal this season with a right foot like that. He nailed that at Paulo.
1 goal and 4 assists on the year for Silva. And that can be a big difference for a club. As Paulo's just going to start it with Pepe.
Well, I guarantee that Paulo does not want another goalkeeper scoring against him.
St. Louis takes that from Pepe, and then to Vadim Kochikov, back for Paulo. Paulo all the way down. Able to settle it is St. Louis going up against Tulute. And a great move by St. Louis. He moves in off the boards, and Silva goes down. Tulute, as St. Louis goes down, grabs it and sends it over to the near side. Silva almost loses it to Stinson. Stinson trying to take it right back. Unbelievable footwork by Silva to keep that ball in his possession.
Well, credit to the Florida Tropics defense. They had 2 guys on the line ready to save that should Stinson get away with the ball there. And here comes Zach Reggett.
Reggett back out there as Stinson steals it right from Tulute. Goes into the boards. Can't get around him as Tulute takes it right back. These two spar back and forth, and then looks like a foul is called. Maybe a bit of a forearm put forward by the Tropics, but it's going to be on Stinson.
Second of the half.
So now Silva creeps forward with it. Dropping it off to his defense, it's Matt Clare. Hard into the corner, bounces off the boards. And Paulo will carry out himself. Coming close as Manfoot, now Almeida. Can't get there. Kochikov off the boards to himself, has Clayton. Instead cuts to the middle. Kochikov tries to use some speed, but it's kicked out of play, or out of harm's way by the Tropics and sent right back in by Almeida.
I mean, Kochikov he's on the paper here, on the team sheet as a defender, but he knows where the goal is. He's already got 1 tonight, 2 on the season.
McGee able to beat Matt Clare there, and nice hustle by Almeida to get on that ball. Gets it to Clayton. Clayton slide tackled, a nice clean tackle by the Tropics to knock that ball back into ambush territory. Erico takes a long shot, bounces. Paulo can't see it in. Manfoot able to track that ball behind Paulo, knocks it in the net, and the Tropics now lead 10-9. Or not, rather.
The ball dropped beautifully for Erico. He had time to settle the ball down and get a really nice shot on there. I don't know if Paulo was screened or what happened there. He kind of fumbled it and it bounced up, and the shortest man on the field was able to score with a header.
It was actually 9-9 after that goal, so back to a tie game as an official timeout on the field. And the Ambush, a lot to talk over, but a lot of positives. Constant offensive pressure and some great passing around Silva.
Yeah, I mean, that was really the only thing that Florida have offered in this 4th quarter.
All right, you guys, it's time for our Marcus Theaters.
But again, I got that feeling of deja vu, and I hope it doesn't come to pass. But the Ambush have dug themselves out of the hole a few times in this game. They're not losing. It's 9 apiece. I want to see the character of the team go forward now and finish this game off. I think we all know that there's goals in this Florida team, but the Ambush have got goals in them too, and it's time to go win the game. It's got to keep the season rolling.
You don't know. All right. Are you going to take this lady next to you? Yes. He's going to take his wife. All right. Can I get a go ambush? Go ambush.
Yeah, just about breaking their huddle, and they will get ready for this last half of this 4th quarter.
for helping keep our players healthy and fit all season long.
Now, I know it's been a really good game. I've got to say credit to both teams. And credit to Silva, their goalkeeper. Real credit to him. He's playing under a lot of duress. He's standing tall. He's still making saves. He's putting his body on the line for his team and his teammates. And his teammates know that. And they're reacting to that. And they're galvanized by that.
So the Ambush get the start right off of this timeout, trying to win it forward to St. Louis. Kicked all the way forward. Braithwaite getting it in the corner. Paulo way out of his net, heads it forward. I believe that is going to be a foul on the Tropics.
On number 6, Andre Braithwaite, his second.
Still a good clearance by Paulo, foul or not, to be honest.
Paulo sends that forward, but heading that is Arriaga. Settling it in the ambush end is McGee. And now being pressured is Almeida. Winning that forward to St. Louis. St. Louis finds Justin Stinson. Stinson weaving around one man. Drops back and gets past another.
It's just like the ball sticks to Stinson's foot, you know. No matter which way he turns or tucks or goes, he's got an ability to keep the ball stuck to his foot.
Good hustle by Mattingly to knock that off the boards. Tropics change direction over on this near side. Going down the boards with it. Almeida, and it gets kicked forward right to Paulo. And he's going to go and try and find Joanne Laidley. Headed by Laidley to Stinson. Nice pass up the boards to Mattingly.
All right, Joanne, you're up. Manfoot scored against his old team. It's time for you now to put your name in lights, Joanne.
5.5 remain as Paulo moves forward with it. As it looks like he will pass the midfield for the first time this quarter. And he will. Cuts away from the offender. A long shot by Paulo, and that misses wide. Silva, the opposing goalkeeper, will get to start with it.
Paulo scored a few goals in his time. He scored a couple last season when the goalkeepers were allowed to cross half field through the entire game.
Good header by Almeida. Goes to Pereiras. And they're just going to keep this settled down back with their keeper. And now it's kept on the ground, sending it all the way into the corner. Diegas off the boards in front, trying to find Manfoot, cleared out by Lucas Almeida. Felipe going up against Rico. Rico into the corner, can't get past Felipe, and stepping up is Clayton to take that ball right back to Zach Reggett. Reggett only has Pereiras to beat them. Pereiras able to beat him against the boards. And here comes Victor Pereiras, around one man. He has Manfoot. Goes to Braithwaite. Braithwaite waits at the far side yellow line. And just sends it back to his defense. As Manfoot and Braithwaite are down low.
Getting to that stage of the game where no team wants to make a mistake, so they're just taking the safe option, playing it back.
And there's Arico again. This time Arriaga waits. Matt Clare sending it towards the middle on a diving play by Clayton, I believe that was, to break that up. It was Clayton. Back for the Tropics defense in their own end. Matt Clare down the boards for Antonio Manfoot. Manfoot cuts around Almeida. And now over to the far side for Arico. The Tropics is doing a great job of holding on to this and regaining possession very quickly as well. Matt Clare, the soft touch to Touloute. Touloute try to work up the boards. He can't do it. It's going to be a race. McGee gives it to Clayton. Clayton all alone. He comes in. He shoots. Just misses wide over the net.
And I think Silva got a little piece of that. He just rubbed the top of his arm or his shoulder. He just got a little nick on that and sent it over.
Tropics back in their own end for Silva. He's going to be sent off the boards, trying to find Diegas. Good play by Dos Santos to get back. And now it's still under some pressure in the box, and Paul able to grab it to Pepe. Pepe turns north away from Dieguez. Up the boards, trying to find Kochikov. Instead goes down to Tulut. Under some pressure, gets it to his keeper. Now Silva versus direction to Matt Clare. Silva again. Tulut. Ambush putting on a huge press here with just 2.5 remaining.
As I say, I think that the Tropics find themselves under heavy pressure when the Ambush put some pressure on them up top.
Nice play by Rico. Gets it down low. Rico, the give and go in the corner. He's taken down by Dos Santos, and that is going to be a blue card on Douglas Dos Santos with just 2:14 left.
That's not ideal. That is not ideal.
And it's a penalty that doesn't need to be taken at all. He's working his way down the boards. The Ambush have been able to beat them along the boards all game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Patrick. Whilst he was going to get away from Dos Santos, you've still got to have faith that Paolo and the rest of the defense can clear the ball. Well, they killed the last one. They've got no choice but to kill this one, because if not, the game could well be done.
As the Tropics will get it in the far side corner to start.
Number 99 here is all alone at the top of the line.
Drops it back, a hard shot by Pereiras, immediately blocked by Zach Reggett. This ball will just be moved a little bit further towards the yellow line. Started up once again for Pereiras. Now Matt Clare, pressured closely by Pepe. Now Silva's going to move forward, and we're going to have a 6-on-4 attack.
And Silva's got a leg on him too.
Silva works it down by the yellow line. Crossfield Matt Clare. Back for Silva again. 30 seconds gone by in this power play. Back down Matt Clare again. Under pressure from Pepe, back to Pereiras. And Pereiras gets it over. Dieguez right back to Victor Pereiras. Clare again. And they're just going up on top here, looking for that perfect shot as Pepe and Reggett are following closely. Pereiras back down low. Dieguez pushes out towards the yellow line. The Ambush have killed off a minute of this power play. Goes into Manfoot, and a good save against the boards by Paulo. Braithwaite keeps that alive as Pepe can't clear it. There's Clare. Pereiras, a hard shot. Rebound by Manfoot, blocked in front by McGee.
Great block by McGee. Just put his body on the line for his team there, because Manfoot smashed it at him.
So Antonio Manfoot. The pass back to Pereiras. Hesitates, then over to Matt Clare. 1 minute left in regulation, 45 left on the power play as Pepe pushes that away, kicks it towards the net, but goes right to where Silva is at the yellow line. Pereiras down for Antonio Manfoot. Manfoot, the shot just misses over net. The rebound, that one goes wide and right back to Antonio Manfoot. 20 seconds left as Pereiras takes a shot blocked by Zach Reggett. 21 seconds it is left in the Ambush penalty kill. 34.8 left in this game.
This game, man.
And then Manfoot gets it up for Pereiras. Now Matt Clare with 10 seconds left. Down Manfoot, cross field, able to find Dieguez. The spinning shot hits the crossbar in the dying seconds of the power play, and it is expired. We are back at even strength as Matt Clare clears it out, and that is a giant kill for the St. Louis Ambush as the crowd is getting back into it here at the Family Arena.
11 seconds to go.
Still time for a goal now. Let's go. Everybody up.
Ambush ball. 11 seconds to go.
Long heave by Paulo, trying to find St. Louis. It brushes off the head of Ruiz and goes to Silva. Long boot with a second left, and that's going to go wide. And that
Stay tuned
And for the second time this weekend, we will head to overtime here at the Family Arena. You said about halfway through the third quarter, you're starting to feel deja vu. Well, here we are.
It can't end the same way.
10 minutes.
We can't have that again.
Overtime period. If no one scores, we'll go to the shootout.
But what a game. 9 apiece. Great play by both sides. Real credit to them. Real credit to the Florida Tropics too. They've dug themselves out holes when the ambush took the lead. They were 4-1 ahead. And the Tropics were able to pull them back. Then the ambush were 2 down and they were able to claw themselves back. Real back and forth game. Credit to both teams. It's just a shame that one of them is going to have to go home tonight empty-handed. But I feel for this ball club tonight that they can't allow what happened on Friday to happen 2 games running.
Going over the goals. After the first quarter, it was 2-1 ambush. McGee got the first goal of the game. Braithwaite the first for the Tropics, and then Pepe was the first to put the ambush up 2-1. And scoring opened up in the second with Clayton, Mario Marcos, and Braithwaite getting his second, followed by Matt Clare and 2 loops. 3 unanswered, and then St. Louis was able to get a goal in the dying seconds of the first half.
I felt that goal was pivotal. They had to get something there at the back end of the second half. You used the phrase "stem the bleeding," which is absolutely spot on. They had to stop that because Florida were running away with the game at that point. Everything that Florida hit towards the ambush goal was going in for a period. What a goal by Matt Clare. You know, he's an unsung hero in defense for the Tropics tonight. But he came up big with a heck of a shot.
And Reggett able to answer with a shot like that of his own.
I was about to say, and then Zach Reggett steps up and does exactly the same. A carbon copy, absolute thunderbolt past Silver into the top right. And it was Vadim Kodjakov who followed it up. I still maintain that Silver would have saved that had he been 100% fit, but that's not Vadim's concern. It was still a well-placed shot. He made a squeak under Silver's body. And Stinson with another carbon copy goal from the one he's got on Friday night from the right-hand corner. Absolutely smashed it past Silver into the far left corner. On your feet, fans, here we go.
Momentarily, the Tropics had 6 men on the field. I don't know how that happened, but Tulit will head out, so we are all set up for overtime. 10 minutes on the clock, 9-9.
Well, it's never boring, Patrick. This season has not been boring. And credit to the Amers, even if they, like last week, they have been in every game. This team is competitive. This team fights now.
Silva past the line. He's going back and forth with his defender. That's Arico. He goes back to Arico in front of the ambush bench. And their offense set up. Silva moves forward. Takes a pass that finds Antonio Manfoot. Manfoot sends it towards the center, and Arriaga has to send it back to his keeper. Silva sets up his team once again. Into the corner, finds Andre Braithwaite. Already a hat trick tonight. Braithwaite tries to spin around off of McGee, unable to do so. So right back to Pereiras.
Florida dictating play right now. The Ambush haven't got out of their half.
Now it goes into the corner for Braithwaite. Pressured by McGee. Zach Greger right there as well as Braithwaite able to break towards the middle. He goes down. No call. And it goes to Paulo. Smart play by McGee as that's lifted forward, trying to find Lucas Almeida, and Almeida's not going to be able to get there as the quick turnaround for Pereiras. Pereiras cuts across the middle. Clayton closing in on him. Paulo steps up, a great play up to St. Louis. And then the give and go, trying to find St. Louis again, but that's barely just going to bounce out of play. Tropics with the restart.
Nearly a really nice pass that by Lucas Almeida. He just got an unlucky bounce and it dribbled into the penalty box.
Pepe clears it out for Clayton. Long ball by Mattingly trying to find St. Louis, but it's going to bounce out once again.
Mattingly was just a little off balance as he tried to catch that pass. Ball bounced high on him.
As that is Arriaga that waits, giving it to Silva. 2.5 minutes gone by. Silva pass. The white line takes a long shot, and that's going to hit the netting, and Ambush get the ball right back.
Everyone is standing up. At least below us.
Long heave up, trying to find Joanne Lately. He'd love nothing more than a goal here as Lately moves in into the corner. Pressured by two Tropics. He's trying to keep his way up, but knocked down by Reyes. Then he takes Reyes down, but that's going to be the foul on Joanne Lately.
A little harsh that I felt.
Long boot forward, and that's going to be a 3-line violation and a restart for St. Louis.
Against the Tropics. Ambush get the restart at the yellow line.
Now let's see what they can do.
Family Arena, who wants a goal?
Laidley, Pepe, Clayton, McGee.
Let's go!
Douglas Dos Santos on the far side. Here's Clayton. He had the overtime winner last year. It goes down to Dos Santos. The shot blocked by an arm. That was Ruiz. Still in the corner. Pepe keeps it alive. Trying to work towards the net. Knocked away from the ball. And here comes a 3-on-2 the other way. Nice spinorama by Diegas. Pushes it forward. Paulo way out of his net. Goes off the boards in front. And it goes wide. Paulo, a very, very risky play. And now a long pass trying to find Joanne Lately. Great header.
That should have been the game there. They should have finished that. Nice work by Paulo.
Arriaga stopped the sure break by Joanne Lately with that header. Now the overtime period starting to speed up. Here's Pereiras. Goes into the corner off the boards in front. Good clear by McGee. Trying to get it to Joanne Ladley. And now here's Stinson. Stinson looking for the hat trick. He muscles past one man and then goes down, and that's going to be a foul.
I thought the referee was reaching for his pocket there.
We have a foul against the Tropics.
So just a foul, but still a big one as the Ambush will get the ball at the yellow line.
The referee was reaching for his pocket there, and he thought better of it. I think maybe if it wasn't overtime, he'd have pulled the trigger on that.
So Dos Santos and Almeida are right near the ball. It looks like Almeida's going to take it as the referee's going to discuss some stuff over by the scorer's table.
I'd love to know what they say. I'd love to know what they're talking about.
And it looks like they're not sure of the call right now, but Douglas Dos Santos is not happy about whatever it is, and now Everton speaking with the Referee is Dos Santos heads out. So a warning means Dos Santos has to head out. But the Ambush don't currently have a fourth man out there or fifth man out there. I guess they have to wait till the clock hits or starts.
It's one of those major arena soccer league rules that I've not encountered before.
Good play by Almeida to take a timeout. 4 minutes into this overtime period, and they will settle things down just as things are getting a bit sped up.
No way that Douglas Dos Santos said something to a referee that the ref took exception to there. Kind of unsure, but as you say, smart by Almeida, just settle things down. Let's talk about this. You know, it's a pivotal free kick in the game. Maybe Everton can draw something up. And
I was number 17 on my previous team, so I just took it.
He's going to cook up something here from the practice field.
So I decided.
It's an update from Kansas City as the Comets lead the Seawolves 4-2 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. That is the last update we have from Twitter. So Comets pulling ahead, and Seawolves may go 1-1 this weekend in the Midwest.
I think they'd have taken that if you'd have offered it to them beforehand. What the Ambush can't do is go 0-2. It will be a bit of a disaster for this weekend, especially with a big weekend next week coming up.
Let me hear you, family arena. Let's go.
It's going to be Pepe now taking it. Zach Reggett down by the goal line. Also out there is McGee, Almeida, and Justin Stinson. Clayton steps forward with it to Reggett, off the boards in front, cleared out by the Tropics, kept in though by Clayton momentarily. Now it's going to be a foot race for it. Manfoot and Stinson. Manfoot can't beat Paulo to it, lifted high in the air, and a good header by Toulouse, sending Almeida to the ground. And just as Braithwaite was trying to work down the corner, it goes out of play.
Pivotal toe poke by Stinson just to get that ball away from Manfoot right there.
Kicked up, stopped by Arico. Reggett all over him. It goes back for Silva. Silva wants Reggett to come near him, and now the pass off the boards finds Arico. He crosses the line. A long shot saved by Paulo. Rebound by Braithwaite trying to go to the near side. Paulo stopped both those. Looking for someone to throw it to. Finds Stefan St. Louis. Cuts away. St. Louis in. Over. Almeida had a great chance to end it, and he couldn't get the shot off. Still pressuring, though, is St. Louis. Almeida tried to knock it off the boards. Clayton, nice foot to keep it away from Braithwaite. And McGee will poke that back to Paulo.
I thought that was it.
And they catch him under change. Almeida in. He takes a shot. He shoots. He scores! Lucas Almeida, are you kidding me? It's a winner for the Ambush.
Well, you know what? Lucas missed the first one because he's like, nah, I'm going to score a better goal than that.
He wants to go bar down.
That's right, he's going to roof it off the crossbar. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, and the Ambush died by this sword on Friday night, but they more than make up for it tonight. And it's Lucas Almeida. I was singing his praises before. I was saying we were saying he's an unselfish player, but he still produces, and my goodness, he produced there. He ripped that shot. I feel really sorry for Silva. You know, he played 3/4 of the game on one leg. He's been consoled right now by his teammate.
That's Chula down there, and he walked right over him the second that goal went in. And Silva has some large gonads, being able to play with whatever injury he had. It looked like a bad leg injury. As here comes Paulo down, and he's going to congratulate Silva as the three embrace. An unbelievable game here.
Phenomenal game, really phenomenal. I'd like to say it was enjoyable, but you know what? 5-0 blowouts where you just sat here relaxed, they're enjoyable. This game had everything. You know, Patrick, you didn't catch your breath for the fourth quarter. It was back and forth, full of action, some really, really good goals. Again, my heart goes out to Silver. I can empathize because we were there on Friday. We know what it's like. But you take what you can get, and that goal by Almeida there was a massive goal for this ball club to keep this season alive. And I'm glad that St. Louis is being recognized for the work he's put in that game.
And the number 1 star, number 10, Lucas Almeida.
Lucas Almeida getting the plaudits, especially for that last goal. He's been named the first star of the game.
As we are going to send it down with Angela. She has the former Ambush and current Florida Tropic Antonio Manfoot down with her. We're going to send it down to Angela.
All right, thanks, guys. I caught up with Manfoot finally. Now, I noticed you were in good spirits before the game, said some hello to some of the Ambush fans. What is your mindset going into a game like this? You used to play for the team. You're still friends with a lot of guys on the team. What is your mindset when you go into a game like that?
No matter who it is, we always try to compete. I'm just a competitor and stuff, so always going in my hardest and stuff like that, but nothing but love for the fans here and for the team. So just happy to be back and happy to put on a great show for everybody here.
Yeah, you got a couple of assists, a goal there, adding to your score already. What has been the difference for you going over to Florida?
You know, that sunshine state, man. You see my tan, it's nice out there. I can't be sad there.
Can't be sad there. You got a tan. Now, we talked about this while you were on the Ambush. Is your pregame getting ready still Taco Bell?
Of course, Taco Bell, sponsor me. I eat there every day.
Thank you very much for your time. Good luck next time. All right, you guys, I got your number 1 star of the game, Lucas. Fans have been cheering for you all night. Going into tonight's game, you guys were 2-2, tied with this team. What gave you the little bit of the edge there? You had it in the beginning, you kind of lost it, but you guys got it back.
We know how important this game was for us, and we came intense, we let it go, and then we knew we had to come back, and if we want to fight for playoffs, we had to do it, so we came back with more intensity.
Now, you got that goal in the sudden death there. All right, what goes through your mind when something like that happens? I know you're happy for the team, but what are you personally thinking?
So all year round, the last 5 years, people tell me to shoot, and I'm not a shooter, I like to pass, but once in a while we listen, and it was a nice shot.
It was a very nice shot, and we're glad we did it. All right, going into next weekend's a big weekend. What are you guys going to work on to kind of improve for next weekend?
We have to keep the organization and the discipline for the whole game. We can alternate ups and downs. We have to keep it steady, so we're going to work on it and be consistent.
Well, we love it. Good luck to you guys next time, but I think I got to take you over here, I think. So let's go.
All right, so we're back now up top, and as Lucas said, as Lucas said, they've got to work on their consistency. They've got to work on staying out the box.
This has been coming all season. What a lot of people
They've got to build on this win. This was a morale boosting win, and you know, a tough weekend coming up next weekend, Patrick. You know, Milwaukee Wave. But with that being said, here and now, a really, really big tonic after the heartbreaking loss on Friday.
Focus, King, focus.
An unbelievable game between these two teams goes to 10, goes to overtime. The Ambush come out with the win, though, as Lucas Almeida with the winner. For you Tropics fans, your next home game is going to be against the St. Louis Ambush, Sunday, March 10th. Versus the Ambush at 3 o'clock at RP Funding Center. And the Ambush will have our home this weekend, closing out that 7-game win streak, or home streak. It's going to be Saturday, March 2nd at 7 versus Harrisburg. Then the next day, Sunday, March 3rd at 3 against Milwaukee. And as you said, 2 very tough games for the Ambush, and it's going to be a huge test.
Absolutely, but you know what? Harrisburg, they did us over there in Pennsylvania, and we would like to take some revenge. It seems a long time ago since we played Harrisburg out there at the Farm Show Arena, but we've got to take care of our own business. We can't worry about what other teams are doing. We've got to take care of our own business. Our destiny's in our own hands.
So an unbelievable win as the Ambush get the win in overtime. This telecast on MSL TV was granted by the Major Arena Soccer League. Any use or rebroadcast requires the express written consent of the MASL. For Matt Bird and the entire production team, I'm Patrick Kelly. Thanks for watching.
One-touch shot and goal!
That was arena soccer perfection.
With an absolute golazo! Goal! As good a goal as you can see! That was a heat-seeking missile.
Oh my goodness, Frank Tayu scores. Oh, heartbreaker.